So let's start first with this first warm-up. I'm only gonna do the first one. And then if we have a little bit of more time, we might continue with these two. So for now, I'm gonna demonstrate where we're gonna put these positions in the piano. Okay, so starting with middle C, as I mentioned, is right here. C. So since we are only using the right hand, one thing we could do is either just have the left hand on the side, just on the bench, or you can have your pinky starting here on C3, which is C below middle C. All right, so this is called the middle C position. And remember in the warm-up, we had C, D, E, F, G. So this is how it would go. So normally there's a time signature in the beginning, but right now there is no time signature or tempo. So we're just gonna start just counting ourselves in. So ready and go. C, D, E, F, G, repeat. D, E, F, G. So something to keep in mind during these warm-ups is that we need to have our fingers curved. And sometimes I know there tends to be like a habit of having our wrists a little bit low, but let's always try to remember that we need space. We need space between the keys. You should be able to pretend you have like a ball right here and making sure that your fingertips, this area, is the one that's hitting the key. So let's try that again. We're gonna start on C. So ready and go. C, D, E, F, G, C, D, G. Okay, so that's the first warm-up. So now let's look at the second one. The second one, we just begin on G instead. And remember, we mentioned earlier that on the first warm-up, that first letter is a C, and you just go alphabetically. So since G is that second line, now on this warm-up, we're starting with that second line on G. And then we're descending down onto C. So G, F, E, D, C, and then you repeat. G, F, E, D, C. So now we're not starting on C, but we're still going alphabetically. We're just starting on G. So for that, let's go back to our C position, which is here again. And then remember, since we're not using the left hand, we can just leave it here, or we can just have it here on C, on C and C. Okay, so to start on G, this is G. Remember, curved fingers and supported wrist. So let's begin on G. Ready? And go. G, F, E, D, C. Repeat. So the whole time, it's good to always remember to have your wrist curved, nice and curved, making sure that it's straight, that there's no bending. So it's always good to have it straight. Okay, so let's do the third warm-up. So the third warm-up is just a combination of the first two. So now we go back to that middle C here, and then we descend alphabetically up to G. And then we repeat G, and then we descend down to C. So just try to notice how as each note goes up, we are moving up the staff. So line, space, it just goes one by one. Okay, so let's go back to our C position right here. This time I'm just gonna leave my left hand here. All right, so let's begin on C. 3, 4. C, D, E, F, G, repeat, G. The but let's do this one again, because I know when we got to G, it was a little bit tricky since we have to repeat that G. Okay, ready? And go. C. And G. Great.